This is the BMW X5, and Denise has been riding in it, and she drove it, and I drove it, and I want to give you our opinion of it compared with our Tesla Model X and also the Audi Q5. So Denise, what do you have to tell people about this compared to the Q5 and the Model X? Because that's what we've been driving.
It's more modern than the Q5. The Q5 has analog gauges. This is all digital. And I really like how you don't have to lock or unlock this vehicle. As long as you have your keys on you, you can just walk away and it does what it
It's like the Tesla.
Yeah, you don't have to unlock it. You can just open it.
And it's big. This is more like the Q5 is more like Model Y size. This is more like almost Model X size, I'd say, right?
Yeah.
And it has this kind of funky thing in the back here. It's like a built-in tailgate thing.
Yeah, this is bigger than the Q5. I think the X3 compares to the Q5 better.
You think so?
I'm not sure if we were even in the same class. But this rides nicer than your X. It has these big squishy tires and it takes the bumps really nicely. Your Model X makes you hit rock bottom like every time you go over a bump. We haven't hit a steep bump with this, but
another feature we really like are the seats. You can see Denise said they're like dentist chairs. They have this thigh support, a couple of other features, even the lumbar support and things in here for the driver, which is nice.
it takes some of the weight off your butt and onto your thighs so you don't get fatigued. Although you said it was hurting your back, but it's not bothering me.
I adjusted after that was before I learned how to adjust the lumbar. There's this and things in here that adjust and put a hump in the back like that, which is good. All right, we have a big moonroof too, which is nice. Also, it probably opens, we haven't figured it out, and has a shade that goes the full length of the vehicle. Also on this one, compared to the Audi Q5, they have a turbocharged 4-cylinder. This is a lot more low-end torque. Still not as much as an electric vehicle, but it's definitely better just all around. And it does have ignition cutoff, engine stop, but I don't notice it as much when it turns on and off, right? Not like the 4-cylinder, because those 4-cylinders are not very smooth. This is like, I think an inline 6. Let's take a look under the hood. Let's see if Denise can figure it out. Oh, it's warm. We've been driving it. Well, while we're trying to figure out how to open this up, this is more fake. It has cameras though. It keeps you in the lane. It vibrates when you are kind of going out of your lane, which is nice, just like the Audi and the Teslas have. All right, just give it a good pull. Make sure you unlatch it. Wait, this is twin power turbo. I gotta find out what, maybe this is a turbocharged inline 6. Yeah, we don't hear any turbo whine in this. We don't hear it in the Audi either. Although there's a wastegate sound in the Audi. But I think this is a straight 6. It's a 4.0. I'd say compared to the Audi and even the Tesla, but definitely the Audi, this feels bigger. Although it's very solid chassis. You can see there's bracing all around. So nice power, smooth. It's probably about the same fuel economy, bigger. The whole thing is bigger than the Q5. The turn-in response on the steering isn't quite as good, probably because it's bigger. It has a slower steering rack, lower ratio, I'm guessing. Yeah, for fuel economy, we can get almost 600 miles of range out of the fuel tank. Denise says 21 gallons. There's also a big back seat back here. Also, take a look. It's bigger than in the Audi. Yeah, Denise's seat's all the way back, she was saying, and she still has room. This passenger seat in the front all the way back. So there's definitely more room here than in the Audi. The Audi is much smaller. What is that thing?
Oh, it's a USB port to charge my phone.
Okay.
Right there. That's a USB-C.
Something else Denise noted is that the navigation shows up in the center screen here because it's digital, all digital, in addition to the side. So even if you're doing something else on the side center screen, it's on the driver's center in the middle. Even though, you know, because it's all digital, it can do that. So it's nice. It's more like a Model X actually in that respect.
For safety reasons, the navigation system doesn't let you search for a new destination while you're driving.
Oh yeah, we noticed that.
Over for that. But the Tesla lets you do whatever you want with the navigation system.
Also, cup holders. Denise noticed in the Audi Q5 there were no cup holders.
None.
And these are big, right?
We stuck a water bottle in the door and it rattled all around. This is big enough to fit huge cups in 2 of them.
So overall better interior probably than the Q5.
I already mentioned the elbow rest.
Oh yeah, that's right. Everything's equal. That was in the initial impressions video. These are more like captain chairs when you sit down. In the Q5, they're not the same on each side, and you can't really, it doesn't feel as nice overall, I'd say, when you sit down in the seats in the Q5, like a smaller car, basically, that's not proportioned correctly. Also, our car is kind of dirty because we took it off-road, so we've taken it everywhere, up and down mountains, and basically, it is big, it's stable, it's nice to drive, it's not like a sports car, but you know, for what it is, it's decent, I'd say. What do you think? What's your rating? You gave the Audi Q5 a 9.5 out of 10. What do you give this one?
9.75.
9.75, okay. So this covers the whole thing. Oh, there, it tilts it up. This does both.
Yeah, you can move the shade and
whoa. So that one control does everything, and it also opens the whole thing up, and it's nice to have a shade too. So it does open like that. Alright, so it's smooth turning on. So here you can see, basically we have the map, if we're gonna go somewhere like we are. We have the map route in the center screen, like we had in the Audi Q5, and of course Tesla has one like that too. But also, like the Tesla Model X, you have a center screen here for the driver, right in front of the driver, and you have the map here. So even if someone's fooling with something else, right, like you noticed, Denise, someone's fooling with something else and you go to the radio or whatnot, like you saw turn on and turn the car on, the driver still sees this, so the driver isn't lost, which is a nice feature. And of course, everything's digital. One thing I also noticed that's better than the Q5 is when you use the cruise control, which all the controls are right here, it shows you your set speed. And it shows you the position of where it is along this graph of speed. Whereas in the Audi, you were just guessing. It's an old school analog, you know, you didn't really know. You were just guessing.
You could have put it in sport mode or comfort or eco too.
Yeah, why don't we put it in sport now, actually? Go ahead.
Yeah, because you like to drive like a race.
Because comfort, yeah, maybe it changes the steering ratio, because I was saying that the steering ratio wasn't that fast, but we were on comfort like Denise said. And there, Sport Plus, actually, it's on Sport Plus. So we'll see. We'll drive it and we'll see. Also, one other thing is that when you start off and you start to go above like 5 miles an hour, the seatbelt motorized pre-tensioners pull back on you. I've never really driven a car like that before, so just letting you know, those go on every single time. So there, that's definitely where we want it, sport. Also, this is holding back gear shift, so I'm hearing the engine revving more. In the comfort, it doesn't rev like that. It was almost silent, I'd say, in comfort. You can see the difference. In comfort, it's barely letting the revs build up. It also has this eco mode. Look, Eco Pro for better gas mileage. And so everything changes to blue shades when you're on eco. Also, the tachometer is gone, and it's a gas mileage gauge now. That's what it is on the right. 90 miles per gallon. And of course, I like the paddle shifters. See, I'm downshifting right now. It's definitely good to have for engine braking. Something I noticed with the headlights, they're on brights now, but look, they move. The headlights move with a slight, actually you can see the beams moving with the slightest direction change here in the wheel. So I don't know if it's just with the high beams, but like you can see, the lenses move. Because on the Model X, when I make a really tight turn, they do, but you can see these, let's see. Are they still moving? Or is it just the high beams? I'm gonna make this corner here and we'll be able to tell in a second. No, they're still moving. I see them move on the pattern moving on the road. It's the low beams. So I've never seen I'm just barely moving the wheel and you can see the focus turn. It's turning on the road like it's alive or something. What do you think about that, Denise?
That's pretty neat.
Okay. One other thing I want to mention, one last item to cram all this in, is this has a much more rear drive bias in general. It feels more like a truck, I guess, or a traditional rear drive car or something. Whereas the Audi, if you look at our review for that, the Q5 has the same title, it just says Audi Q5 in there instead of BMW X5. Look it up, you can compare, that's more of a front drive bias for sure. So this will push you through corners where that one will kind of plow almost. But even though that one feels more athletic, this is definitely bigger. Just depends on what you like. Whoa. One last thing, I think this is the last thing, is that you can see the navigation is working for us. I don't have Apple CarPlay or whatever else on. I don't even know if this is compatible with that. Let me know in the comments if it is. But you don't need a subscription, or at least the rental car company is paying for the subscription, because I know a lot of these car companies are making you pay for subscriptions for everything. If you know, let me know in the comments. And I think that's it. Anything else to add, Denise?
No.
Okay, thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up. And of course, like the channel. Bye. And the final thing I want to mention is that this gas pedal is hinged at the bottom instead of like an arm like this, like it usually is. And it felt weird for a while. I couldn't figure out why. That's why. I've never driven a car that has it hinged like that.
Proceed to the highlighted route.
The brakes are kind of creaky, I notice. You know that?
Yes.
Yes. Here's what I mentioned about the speed limit sign. Actually, I didn't mention. Speed limit signs are pretty accurate here. The Audi doesn't have this, and you can see it's green when it's highlighted. When the cruise control's on, it tells you the set speed. I see these warnings too, which are pretty accurate usually.
It's on the screen.
Yeah, this little dial here we never used before until now, but Denise said you can browse different media options with it, but we never used
Like
it.
maps versus Navi versus